Aloha, everybody. This is Bonnie, and this is our Tuesday night yoga session, or one of them. And I have a special guest today, so I wanted to introduce Javier and Javier Robles. Well, I'll let him introduce himself and what he does, and we're going to experience a little bit of it.
Awesome. Hey, folks. How's it going? Aloha. My name is Javier, as Bonnie said, and I'm new to the island. I came here in June of this year, and it's been absolutely amazing. What kind of made me want to come over here was I'm sure some of you may feel that calling for Naina, and I felt like this is exactly where I was meant to be. So because I work remotely, I was able to take a chance and come out here, and really haven't regretted it since. So to give you guys a little bit more background as to who I am, what I do, and everything that comes with that, I really have to lay the context as to who I was. And I wouldn't be standing here before you had I not battled and conquered those demons. So in short, I've always been somebody that's been very inquisitive, very curious. And after college, that landed me in a place where I was set out to kind of forge my own path. And what I realized was that it's a lot harder than it seems. And I was put in a position where I had my dream job at the time, but was feeling very spiritually bankrupt. And basically, I was getting a lot of money, but spending it on things that weren't really nourishing at my core who I was, and wasn't putting me on this path towards, what I really wanted to be. So I found myself feeling very lazy, feeling very dissatisfied, borderline, depression. And it wasn't until I really acknowledged that and faced that and changed a lot of things in my lifestyle, being meditation more, eating a lot more plant-based foods, reading a lot more, just making a lot of changes to my lifestyle, that I started to really feel differently inside and out in a very holistic way, in a way that ensured the health of my mind, body, emotional, spirit, and spiritually. So after experiencing such an amazing transformation, I was like, okay, I really want to bring this to other people. I really want to show other people how to be able to unlock that power that they have within themselves when they feel anxious or depressed or in any sort of low vibrational state, that they have the power to get themselves out. But a big part of that is acceptance. So I set out on this path to try and help people. It's brought me here. So I'm a full-time coach. I work with individuals, small businesses, on really helping them maximize their potential. And that looks very different for each individual as well as the business. But a big part of that has been understanding the work of somatics. So for those of you guys that don't know, the body keeps the score. And what I mean by that is, intellectually, you can understand something. Intellectually, you can have your mind completely wrapped around it, but your body is always going to reflect back how it is that you truly feel or are. So for example, I'll give you this quick example. You could tell yourself, I'm not stressed, I'm fine, everything's good. And intellectually, you can believe that, but your body, you might feel the cortisol rising. You might feel all of the things that come with that stress. And even though in your mind, you'll tell yourself that you're not stressed, your body's going to keep the score. So for a lot of people that want to change, that want to become better, they find themselves stuck in this loop of wishing things were better, taking small action steps to try and get better, but then ultimately having those old habits resurface and finding it very hard to continue on that path. And it's because we don't tap into the body and the infinite intelligence of the body as much as we do the mind. Because if you think about it, the mind holds the experiences of just what you've had. So your mind, what you think, are just basically what you've been exposed to. But your body has the intelligence of all of your ancestors, your entire lineage dating back, God knows how far. It has all of that intelligence innately within. So when we start to tap into the intelligence of the body, that's when we really start to anchor in transformation on a huge level. And one of the biggest ways to do that is through breathwork. Now, breathwork is something that people do every single day, but aren't necessarily conscious of it. So you breathe 100% of the time, and you might not realize how important your breath is. And maybe you find yourself anxious in certain moments, or just really nervous. Just pay attention to your breathing pattern. 9 times out of 10, you're going to be breathing very shallow, very short, in a very tense kind of manner, or may not be breathing at all. So the solution to this is to breathe a lot deeper from the diaphragm, from the deep parts of the belly. And there's a social stigma around having your belly out, like you see it all over Hollywood, having to have a six-pack, or there's a lot of insecurities around having not having a flat stomach, so to speak. So the key here is going to be really letting go of all of that stigma and just allowing yourself to really just be within yourself. And a big part of that is allowing your belly to fully expand when you breathe. And babies actually do this, but somewhere along the lines, we actually got away from this practice. So hopping back into this practice is going to be really good. So what happens when you expand the diaphragm is that you create more space in your lungs to actually breathe deeper. And if you breathe deeper, if you have more oxygen in your body, well, then you're going to perform better as an athlete. You're going to make better decisions as a parent or as a staff member. You're just going to be a better functioning human being overall, because that is our lifeline. Our oxygen that we breathe is the most important thing. A lot of people think that it's just food and exercise, but if you exercise just 1 hour a day, which is already phenomenal, that's still only 4% of your day. If you eat fairly well 3 times a day, that's still only 12% of your day, but you're breathing 100% of the time. So this is really where the edge is going to be in helping you become a better athlete and helping you become a better student and helping you become a better person overall, is really maximizing the breath and being as conscious of it as you can. Now, with so many years of conditioning, it's not easy to rewrite all of that conditioning that quickly. If you're 25, you have 25 years of not breathing the optimal way. So it's going to take some time. It's going to take some consistent practice. And yoga is a phenomenal way to indirectly do breath work, because yoga is about syncing the movements to the breath and having a very intentional personal experience with this practice. So what breathwork is taking the movement out of yoga in a sense. So we're taking the movement out. So all you have to focus on is simply the breathing. There's no movements, which sometimes can make it a little bit more complicated for beginners. So that's what breathwork is in short. It is working with the power of the breath to help you heal, to help you perform optimally. It does so many things. It helps you detox, but the deep diaphragmatic breathing really is the key here. So, I'm going to open the floor. Bonnie, you can ask me any questions around this or just around me in general. And then at the end, if you have a little bit of time, we'll dive into a quick little practice that people can do to reoxygenate their body, reoxygenate their brain, and feel ready to take on the day and change their state like that.
Thanks, Javi. That was that was a great intro. How did you find breath work? Like, what was the thing that happened? Did you just like meet somebody? Did you take a class? How did you end up kind of finding it?
Yeah.
Because it kind of does go hand in hand with yoga, and it's something that I've never, I haven't deep dived into until pretty recently. Tell us a little bit about your journey into that.
So I had already been meditating for quite a while, and it wasn't until I met somebody else who was a certified yoga instructor, and he put me on to Wim Hof. Now, for those that don't know Wim Hof is a Netherlands-born man, probably in his mid-60s, that has over 20 world records, some of them being climbing Mount Everest in just nothing but shoes and short and a hat. He previously held the record for longest ice bath, so being submerged in ice water up to your neck for over an hour and a half. He has a world record of swimming underwater in a frozen lake, the longest that's ever been swam underwater. So a lot of this stuff, really crazy things, and he attributes it to the power of being able to calm down his mind through this breath. And so he coined the term the Wim Hof method, which is deep diaphragmatic breathing for 30 to 40, and then exhaling completely and feeling what the body feels like in an oxygen-rich state without breathing. And this can increase adrenaline in the system, epinephrine. It has a ton of benefits. It can help you in the cold. It can help you in just increasing your bodily awareness. But that's how it came across to me. And it was so powerful. I was literally doing it every single day, often from 15 minutes to an hour, just breathing. And it gave me some of the most powerful insights in my life. It really helped me understand myself in a deep way and just feel like I was cultivating this power within myself. in a way that was just inexplainable. And that's where, from that point, then I started looking into different things like pranayama, Kapolei, all different forms of breath play, breath work. But it all stemmed from Wim Hof, meeting one of my friends. His name is Hamilton. Really great guy.
Cool. Yeah, I actually the first time I heard of Wim Hof was from, or I don't know if it was something I read or on Instagram, but it was through Laird Hamilton, and
Yeah.
because he was super into that, and that was the first time I was kind of exposed to ice baths and those kinds of things
Mm-hmm.
and the benefits to all of that.
Right, right, right.
So you kind of touched on the next question I had for you, which is what are some of the different types of breath work that you practice? So Wim
Mm.
Hof is one of them. What else do you kind of utilize on a regular basis?
Yeah, Wim Hof is a great one. Breath of Fire is just really good for clearing your sinuses, waking yourself up, as well as keeping you warm. It actually keeps you warm, or depending on the focus, could actually cool you down. So it depends on how you actually do it. But Breath of Fire is another one. I love Tumo breaths. Tumo is this ancient Tibetan form of breathing where it's very, very slow breaths to bring down the heart rate. There's carbon dioxide deficient breathing, which is basically where you try and optimize your carbon dioxide levels by holding at the out breath as low as possible. So taking a deep breath, letting it go, and holding at that bottom position for as long as possible, and training your body to be able to perform in low oxygen or high carbon dioxide state. That's another one that's really good for athletes and athletic performance, which really helps. What else? I have a friend who is a pioneer in the breathwork space. His name is Devon. He's coined the term alchemy breathwork, and I've learned a couple different techniques from him. Whether it's thunder breathing, 3-6-9s, which he coined from Nikola Tesla. What else is there? I mean, there's just so many in my head, but that's just a couple of the few. It's what's awesome is that anybody can really invent their own breathwork, just because you have 4 key components: the in breath, the top of the in breath, the out breath, and the bottom of the out breath. So with that, you can really manipulate it and turn it into whatever you like, whether it's extending the breaths to slow down the heart rate, speeding up the breaths, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, or vice versa, strictly nasal, strictly mouth, just belly. I mean, all of those different factors you can combine in a way to create your own breath work, but all of them have different physiological effects on us. So once you start to understand that, then you can kind of just create your own and have your own experience, which is really cool. So that's really what I try and do, have it be an intuitive process in that moment. And I'm like, okay, what am I feeling, the energy in the room? What do people really need? And then I just play with that based off of all of those different factors.
Cool. You sound like a DJ, like a breathwork DJ. Yeah. Cool. Well, maybe you can take us through 1 or 2 different types of breath, and then we'll close it out. And I have your, I think, Instagram page up and website that we can share if people
Awesome.
are kind of interested in going a little deeper and diving into that. But I've done Breath of Fire a little bit in some of my classes, and do that out in the lineup when it's cold. Try to warm up. A little alternate nostril breathing. I've introduced that a little bit. But if you want to take us through maybe 1 or 2 different ones, and we can try it out.
Yeah, absolutely. So this one is going to be really good for oxygenating your body as well as reducing anxiety. So for now, find yourself in a nice, comfortable position. You can be seated, you can be laying down, whatever really is best for you. But I'm going to give you guys, as well as you, Bonnie, a quick second to settle in and get ready. So one thing that I really like to do is just warm up the body first. Yeah, you got the right idea, Bonnie. Just move around, move your shoulders, your neck, and just allow yourself to arrive exactly where you're at once you're there. So just fidget around, move around, just get as comfortable as possible. If you're seated, having your shoulders stacked on top of your hips as best as you can. And close your eyes if you haven't already. And before we start, just pay attention to the natural rhythm of your breath. Is it shallow? Is it deep? Is it just in the shoulders? Are you breathing into the belly? Is it synced with the music? Are you breathing on your own? Just take notice. This is going to be important in a bit. So for this one, we're going to do strictly nasal breathing. So this is just through the nose. Now the benefits of nasal breathing are more nitric oxide into the body, into the blood, and you lose a little less water when you breathe through your nose. So we want to stay as hydrated as possible, as hydration is a huge component to performance and presence and just health overall. So after you've taken quick inventory of how you feel, where your breath is, start by tightening your core, just to feel the contrast. Tighten your core, tighten your belly, feel it nice and strong, and now let it go completely. Let it hang loose, push your belly out slightly, just so you felt the difference between having it tight and having it completely loose. And now we're gonna breathe into this lower place in the belly. In through the nose. Once you feel your shoulders start to rise, take a quick pause, and then another quick sip. Feel those shoulders shrug, and slowly and gently let it out through the nose. Feeling your shoulders sink, go back to their starting position. Maybe you feel yourself hunching over slightly. And remember, this is a 2-part inhale. So we're gonna do it again. Allow your belly to hang loose, breathing in through the nose. Once you get to the top and your shoulders start to shrug, hold it for a moment and then take another deep breath in. And gently letting go. All right, we're gonna repeat it with a little less instruction. Breathing in. Pause. Breathing in again. Gently out. Really extend that exhale, lean back if you can. Relax your shoulders. Really extend that exhale. Hold it at the bottom for a moment. Let's breathe in again. Hold it. Quick breath. Gently out. And 6 deep breaths is all we need to change the physiology in the body. So anything past 6 is just a bonus. Let's try another one. Deep breath in. Stop for a second. Deep breath in again. And gently let go. Feeling those shoulders shrug. And it's all about really increasing the awareness that we have with just this very intimate practice, which is breathing. Something that we all do. Taking a deep breath into the belly. Feeling those shoulders rise. Once those shoulders start to rise, taking another deep breath in. And gently letting go. Nice and slow. You almost don't want to hear your breath coming out. That's how slow you want it. An almost inaudible exhale. Taking another deep breath in. Once you feel your shoulders shrug, pause. Quick, fast breath in. Gently out. Deep breath in. Pause. Breathe in again. Letting go. Less instruction here. Now we're just going to be breathing. Breathing in. Pause. Breathe in. Letting go. Nice long exhale. Breathing in. Just pause, breathe in. Letting go. Exhale a little bit deeper than you did before. Maybe you feel yourself hunching over as you continue to exhale. Keep going, keep going, keep going. breathing in. Pause, breathe in again. And gently letting go. Do 2 more, breathing in. Stop at the top. Last little bit. And out. Keep exhaling, trying to empty everything out, all that you have, squeezing your stomach in. And last one, belly out, breathing deep. Pause, breathing in again. Hold, and gently letting go. Now begin to breathe normally. And notice the difference in your body. Maybe you're a little bit calmer. Maybe the breaths are slightly more enjoyable. Maybe they're a bit deeper. Take inventory of how you feel right now, how you're breathing, what thoughts may be running through your mind. Or maybe there's no thoughts, and you're just super present, very observing, and are just here. So with that, we're gonna begin the same way, or we're gonna end the same way that we began, just by moving your shoulders, moving your neck, just getting back into some movement, getting back into your body. If you want, you can sync your breaths with the movements. Just anchoring in a little bit more awareness into your body. Beautiful. And then gently, whenever you're ready, opening up your eyes, floating them open, coming back into the space. And just before we go, in your heart, just tell yourself one thing that you're grateful for. For me, it's this moment, being able to share this energy and breath with you. For you, it could be something else. But when we are grateful, we attract more things to be grateful for. So thank you for your time, Bonnie. Thank you for the opportunity. And with that, I'm complete. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you so much, Javi. Yeah, that was it. My whole body was just buzzing after, like super present. I always find too when I do breath work that my I'll like crack something or something, like you create more space in your body. So yeah, that
Absolutely.
felt amazing. So yeah, definitely try it if you didn't try it already. And I thought I would show before we go, I thought maybe I would share your Instagram
Yeah, please. That'd
with
be awesome.
everyone. So let me pull that up. And what are some of, while I'm looking for that really quick, what are some of the other things that you work with or offer
Sure.
as well?
Sure. So I work primarily with people through one-on-one coaching, but a big passion of mine is in the men's work space. So for those people that don't know about men's work, it's essentially doing the work to become more emotionally intelligent men, because society has told us that diving into our emotions makes us feel weak. And what I've noticed in just my life is that people, especially men, have a very hard time connecting with other men aside from the typical things, which are sports, music, these general, things that are going on in politics or current events. But when it comes to vision, when it comes to how they feel on the inside, what they're working towards, it's very hard to find that genuine masculine support and feeling like, empowered through this relationship with men. So that's a big part of what I do is helping other men connect with themselves on a much deeper, intimate level, and understand that having other deep relationships with men is such a rewarding thing. So that's another big passion of mine. And I do it mostly through my men's work organization called Modern Renaissance Man, which is on Instagram as Modern Renaissance Man. So it should be pretty easy
Cool.
to find. Or I think it's the MRM official. Excuse me, it's the MRM official. So
Okay. Well, yeah, I see. I've got your Instagram Holistic Harmony Hobby up, and I see Modern Renaissance Man here. So yeah, that's the other one that I don't have up, and this is your Instagram. And then I
yep,
think I've got, let me see your website right here if it lets me share that. This is your website. So
yep. So that
cool.
has a whole bunch of different things you can check out through the link in my bio, and then you can actually visit my full website from there as well. So that's on the Instagram bio, but you can always go to javirobles.com and just check out my full website as well.
Cool.
Cool.
Well, thank you for sharing.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love what you do, and I wanted to kind of share that with our students as well.
yeah,
And thank you so much, Abby.
yeah. My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you, guys.
Have a great night,
Aloha.
and I'll see you soon.
See ya.